So I've sold the G82 M4, and you're probably watching this video at the moment thinking, Nathan, why on earth have you sold the G82 M4? And that's why I'm here, and I'm going to explain it to you now. I bought that car a year ago, and when I bought that car a year ago, I had an exact vision of what I was going to do to it. We are the UK distributors for Adro, ended up being Europe's first Adro G82, looked insane. And then we worked on power, wheels, done the rest of it, but I ended up doing everything I wanted to do to that car early and quicker than I expected. And in my head, the car was perfect. I genuinely didn't want to do nothing more to it because I feel like anything more I'd done to it would have ruined the car. It looked lovely, it drove lovely, and it sounded lovely. It put me at a point now where I was like, right, it's done. And this somehow has put me into a position to get a car which I've always dreamed about, which I never ever thought would be possible. I literally drove this car home 2 days ago, crying my eyes out with happiness. And me getting a new car means new AUTOID shop car, new AUTOID whole build series. We're going to send this car to the absolute moon. Enough waffling now, let's go show you the brand new car. Introducing my brand new Audi R8 rear-wheel drive edition. V10 540 brake horsepower driven by the rear wheels only. This car is insane and I cannot wait to get started with it. But let's run through a few of the specs this car has from factory. So starting off, as you can see, I don't actually have carbon ceramic brakes, and that is because the rear-wheel drive editions do not actually come with ceramic brakes. But these brakes are amazing. They're still really, really good. The back looks extremely bald because it has no spoiler. It will be having a spoiler. Bone stock Sally bald head R8, love it. So the car is fully PPF'd with the satin XPEL material. Should avoid any stone chips or any scratches or anything like that. Also got the PPF on the headlights down here, which give it a little tint, but nothing too crazy. Black badges, but it doesn't have a black R8 badge, so we will be getting one of them on as well. In terms of spec on the inside, it's an Audi R8. Driving position is ridiculous. We have got the quilted seats, Bang & Olufsen sound system, best sound system I've ever heard in any car. Basically, this car has everything you need in it, and it is probably the most driver-focused R8 you can get. So you're probably wondering why I got a rear-wheel drive over the Quattro. Let's go for a drive now, and I'll show you why. First thing I just want to touch on is the interior and the driving position. I absolutely love it. It's completely basic, you've got nothing on the dash, everything you need is right in front of you. I will say one thing, the multimedia system and everything, it is better in a BMW than it is on an Audi, but I do prefer how everything is right in front of me. Like when I've got my Waze on, my maps and everything, I'm looking at it at the moment and it is in front of me. I ain't got to look left, look right or anything, straight in front. Interior, very clean, seats are absolutely lovely. They've got loads of support, heated, and another thing, the speakers for the Bang & Olufsen are actually inside a little bit there, and as I said earlier, the sound system is ridiculous on this car. Comfort of the car on like a day-to-day drive, it's very bumpy as you'd expect, but at high speed it just flies. It just flies over the bumps. One thing I've noticed massively in pretty much every M car I've ever driven is when you hit a bump at high speed, you get quite a lot of bumps there, and this car hasn't got any of that at all out of the box, and it gives you a lot of confidence even being a rear-wheel drive. It's a fairly, I love this car. I have fallen in love with it. It's a fairly damp day. Try and get some power down. Before I got this, and I was looking at the R8s, I went and drove a pre-facelift V10 Quattro R8, and it's an amazing car, drives very similar to how this does, but the steering that you get in this, and the way, like, this car just feels so agile and everything compared to that car, and being rear-wheel drive, it keeps you on the edge of your seat all the time, whereas with the V10 Plus, it was just push and go, very similar to, it was like a supercar version of a Golf R basically. That's the best way that I can explain it in my terminology. Whereas this, I'm constantly in the back of my head, I'm like, right, I know this car can kill me, and it makes me love it so much more. This car is ridiculous. Hearing that V10 scream, rev up. There is a car which I'm going to compare it to. Jack's going to watch this and throw up. But it reminds me of my S2000. It's got a similar sort of power band where you have to rev it right out. Inside the cabin, it is very muted. Where this is a new R8, it comes with OPF filters, and the exhaust system cuts a lot of the sound out of the V10. For someone like me that's used to a very loud exhaust system, I find it a little bit underwhelming, even though the engine sound is absolutely amazing. The exhaust sort of tone and loudness isn't there for me, so that is on my list of one of the first ones, along with the inventory intakes. So I would say that getting an exhaust on one of these is going to be an essential mod. I want to talk about the traction in this car. You'd think being rear-wheel drive, 540 brake horsepower, it would be all over the place, and it is not. It is so gripped up and so predictable of what the car's actually going to do, it makes it very enjoyable to drive. The power delivery on this car is instant, so we're sitting at 4K rev. Oh my god, just smacks you back. I genuinely thought I was going to get in this car and be disappointed from having a 750 brake horsepower G82 M4, but this is a different level, different gravy. Every time I see a little clear bit of road, it is addicting just to open it all the way up, send it to 9K revs, and let the car have it. And this car just loves being revved out. You got to rev it all the way out. Behind the scenes at the moment, the team are currently working on a full range of new products for the Audi R8, which is very, very exciting. So obviously, as we've got one now, it'd be rude not to make a load of parts for it. As an overall sort of roundup of everything, this car is amazing. If you've thought about getting a rear-wheel drive R8, go and buy one now. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Because that V10 sound is literally addicting. So Jack's just rung me up. He wants to have a little go in the R8, so I'm on the way back to the office now. He's going to jump in and he's going to give his thoughts comparing it to the G87 M2. Jack's just jumped in the car. You excited to drive it?
Yes, mate. I can't wait. I'm been looking outside, eagerly awaiting a chance to give this a go. So yeah, I'll take it easy, mate. First few miles. But
I'll just shut my eyes.
Yeah. Right, let's start her up.
Let's go. Big
Oh,
V10.
sounds so good. 5.2 litre, baby. My immediate thing is that it just feels tiny.
Yeah.
It feels really small, like being in it, doesn't it?
It is really weird because it's a big car, but when you're in it, it's very compact and small, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's one of them things where you look online or whatever and you see these and they look big online, but in person they're tiny. They are like tiny little cars.
Very low down roof.
Yeah. It's literally like a TT, basically.
Yeah. Cheers.
I can only say that because I had a TT back in the day. But mate, straight away, the steering is so direct, isn't it?
Yeah, the steering's mad.
Like, unbelievable. There's a tremendous amount of feel actually coming straight through the steering wheel, which I'm quite surprised by, giving this an Audi.
Yeah.
But I suppose because it's rear-wheel drive, isn't it?
No drive shafts on the front?
No drive shafts on the front, so you're going to get a bit more fucking out.
Potholes, you can feel the potholes on in it.
Yeah, there was a puddle in that one. I didn't see that until I got to it. Whenever you get in a car with Nathan, you can guarantee you're going to have one more task that you need to do before you do anything else. Whether it's like clean the car or fill something up, fill it up with petrol, go and grab food. It's never as simple as just going out and doing something. There is always one extra step.
We'll just quickly go get fuel though.
Like, honestly, that's what fucking head in.
We'll quickly go to McDonald's as well.
Yeah. One thing straight away is, I spoke about Stephen, but it drives like any other car. You know, like back in the day when this is the everyday supercar.
Yeah.
You know, a 911's a sports car. This is a supercar. This is an everyday supercar, 100%. The ride quality is really good, actually. It is firm, yeah.
Yeah.
But like just going through there, you know, once you're up into the high speeds, it seems to like run the bumps quite nicely.
Yeah, really nice.
It doesn't like fall into the sort of crevices, if that makes sense. Like jumping out the 36 from the weekend was like a larger jelly. Like
Yeah.
This is definitely very, very, very stiff.
It's like a little dart.
Yeah.
Rear wheel drive, remember?
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely, mate.
Yeah,
that
boy.
sounds so good. God's sake.
It
that
feels
is
fast in a
unreal.
passenger seat.
Yeah, I can imagine. Did you get a little bit brown trousers there?
No, I'm alright.
No, you're a better passenger than me.
Oh yeah, I trust you now.
Yeah, it never used to. After the accident with the 36, Nathan wouldn't sit in the car with me for a while.
Yeah, no, he made me petrified.
If you haven't seen that, Nate, throw up a little clip of what happened to that car. I feel sorry for it. It's better now, though.
Yeah, it's all been repainted. Jack just sent it for a fence
Yeah.
and gave me PTSD for a few months.
Yeah, actually, he wouldn't sit in the car next to me.
Got fuel.
Sorted.
How much do we put in? 40 quid, and how much do we get? 100 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That's the difference now.
Yeah, that's the difference.
That's going to cost a fortune to run.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, mate. The power delivery is so smooth,
It's
isn't it?
instant as well, isn't it?
Yeah, like the throttle response is instant, isn't it? The
Yeah.
pickup, there's no lag in power whatsoever at all. Like comparing it to the M2, like for like, there's definitely like I'm at what 3,000 RPM now. You don't have that same power.
Yeah,
You're not going to get that at all. But when you're up at 5 and 6,
It's different now.
it's different level. It's unbelievable. I think it being rear wheel driven, like when we did that launch a minute ago, you don't have that much issue with traction, really, do you? It can put the power down. I don't feel like it's just going to have that tendency to like snap. Oh, mate, I can't get over the sound. Mate, this sounds so silly, but like my entire life I've been playing Gran Turismo, and every car I would always pick would either be the Lambo or the R8, the
Yeah.
V10. So I feel like this noise is ingrained in me. Oh my god! That sound! Oh, I was made to drive V10s, I can't lie. Oh, this car is 10 out of 10. I can't lie, I need to get myself one of these. This is unreal. It's weird because I'm not bothered about it. Like, this sounds silly because it's a supercar, but I don't care that it's not mental fast.
Yeah,
Does that
yeah.
make sense?
It feels really quick in the passenger. though.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, but I think this the sensations as well.
I think sitting in the passenger it is when you just drove that, you get a bit more like feel.
Yeah,
Bump
yeah.
dyno, more
Yeah,
than
yeah.
you get in the M2.
100%.
And this is stock.
It's because this is it's a very tactile car. It's weird because an R8 has always been considered a bit of a blunt instrument, but where this is rear wheel drive,
It's mental.
it's mental.
Yeah.
It was lovely. Like, it's so nice.
Go on.
I would love to get this car on track.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot wait till we can, because I can imagine this is going to be so rewarding to just go like,
Through the gears.
yeah, like balls
Revving
deep.
it
Yeah,
right
just
up.
having that. And this, when it has an exhaust, oh,
When's the exhaust coming?
a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks. Nice.
100%, this is the project car I'm most excited for, without a doubt. I cannot wait. This is stock.
Yeah.
This car, when we get our hands on it properly,
It's gonna be mad.
intake, suspension, oh mate, this is going to be unbelievable. And are we going to be doing any power stuff to it?
Yeah, gonna tune it.
Okay.
So, try to give them a little sneak preview.
Yeah, let's have a little sneak peek. Give us
right,
a
so stuff we've got planned at the moment. Suspension's getting done. We're currently deciding on a set of wheels for it. Eventually intakes, tune by Evolve.
Yep.
And that should sit here just below 6. So we can have about 100 brake horsepower more in this, just from the NA engine.
And that's not because we're tuning the engine and like changing it. It's because basically this engine has been detuned.
Yeah, so right. I spoke with a tuner, and this engine's been detuned from the V10 Plus by around 60 brake horsepower or so. And all they actually do is all to do with like throttle control. Right. So I think when you're foot flat down in this, it's actually telling the car it's only at 80% throttle. Wow. So yeah, this actual engine, there's a lot more.
So as far as we're concerned, like the internals are essentially the same as like a V10
exactly
Plus.
The same.
Right.
It is literally.
So
identical.
basically, like the M2 and the M4.
Yeah, identical.
Yeah. Straight away, you can tell the difference between a supercar and a sports car getting in this, because there's just like I say, a sense of like tactility to this car that you feel everything.
And it's, I can't get over how nimble.
Yeah, like
it's mad, and there's no roll.
Not like at all.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's night and day difference to like a sports car, and that's not knocking the M2 or the M4 or whatever it is. Obviously, we've just done a video going through the details of that car. Like, that's not knocking this car.
Make sure you check that video out, by the way, because that's the best video we've done yet.
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have another go.
The shifts are so aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive. The traction control doesn't like any slip at all, does it?
Yeah,
It's very cuts it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and take a traction control off in this drive. Maybe in a couple of weeks or whatever. After
when it's drier.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to be held responsible for putting this into a bush. But mate, yeah, thank you so much. I've enjoyed having a go in this,
no, it's all
and
good.
I'll be making sure I borrow the keys at the weekend.
Mate, it's yours whenever. And that is going to round off today's video. We've got a full build series coming with this car, so make sure you subscribe now and don't miss a thing. Video drops every Sunday at 4 PM. It's going to be a mix of this car and a few other shop cars and other things that we've got going on at AUTOID, so make sure you're subscribed with the alerts on. Stay tuned and get ready, because what I'm going to do with this car will genuinely shock you. It is going to be insane.